Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. Rick and Morty is back with Season 7, Episode 1. And before we get into it, I would just like to remind everybody that the voice actors for both Morty and Rick have been replaced. Justin Roiland originally voiced both characters. He had accusations said against him. He went to court. He got found innocent. They did not have enough evidence to prove he was guilty without a reasonable doubt. He got found innocent, and he lost his job. They jumped the gun, they fired him from everything, and they got new voice actors. That being said, I am going to remind you of that every single episode, because I do not think that they should have fired him until it played out in trial. Innocent until proven guilty. Not guilty until proven innocent. I know cancel culture doesn't like to always go that way, but that's how it works in the justice system. So, the new voice actor for Morty, pretty solid. I'll be honest with you. I really could not tell a difference. The new voice actor for Rick, you can tell the difference. It's pretty close. Like, it's not 100% spot on. He's not slurring his speech as much as Justin Roiland did, but it is pretty close. You know, it's close enough where, you know, if you didn't tell somebody, 9 out of 10, they wouldn't really know the difference. You know, I think the best one I have ever personally heard was for Avatar: The Last Airbender, when the voice actor of Uncle Iroh passed away. They got somebody that could do it spot on, and I didn't even realize that was the reason why I believe it was Season 2 and Season 3 were spread out so far, was because the actor passed away. Maybe it was 1 and 2. I don't remember the exact seasons that were spread out very, very far. But that was one of the few cases where they switched up the voice and it was spot on. Could not tell the difference. Didn't even know it until someone told me years later. But without further ado, if you're still here, let's get into the actual review of this episode, because it was a pretty decent episode. So, we're going to turn off the closed captions first and foremost. Don't need those. Mr. Poopy Butthole is living with them. He has become a drunken mess. And, you know, essentially, this was probably a test for the new voice actor. And I don't remember, it's Ivan something, I believe, is the new voice actor for Rick. Mr. Poopy Butthole definitely sounds different, because you gotta remember, Justin Roiland voiced probably like 3/4 of the characters in the show. So that's something to note as well. So they may have different actors doing different voices for different characters. So he's down on his luck. He's drinking, he's doing drugs. You know, he got shot by Beth. He lost his job. Wife divorced him. Son hates him. He is just a miserable mess, and he is abusing substances, as someone in that situation probably would. Get a nice little new intro sequence here. So they go to Rick and tell him, kick him out of the house. So Rick tries to create a ghost robot. Apparently the ghost robot can't stay. He didn't program it correctly, so the ghost robot fell through the floor. Not the funniest joke, but it was alright. It deserves somewhat of a giggle. So they decide to do an intervention, and they get all of Rick's old friends. You know, we got Gearhead, we end up getting Squanchy. Apparently bird people grow significantly faster than everybody else, because now Bird Person's daughter is, I would say, like a young teenager, you know, maybe a tween, I think is the word, you know, somewhere around 13, 14, probably around Morty's age. But if you remember seeing her, her hair wasn't black, I believe it was brown, I believe it was the same color as Tammy's. This is Tammy and Bird Person's daughter, and she is set on destroying the Federation because of what they did to her mother, what they did to her father, and what they did to her as well. But she's not really much of the episode. Bird Person even calls her a bitch. But, you know, teenagers act like it sometimes. I know I did it, and I know most of the people watching did it when you were a teenager as well. So they got Bird Person. Then I believe this is Gary. They grabbed Gary, and this lawnmower not only wrecked a car, if I can freeze the frame, also killed a guy on a motorcycle. A guy on a motorcycle ran into it. They go to this restaurant called FU's, and Mr. Poopy Butthole says it's his birthday. So initially this is supposed to be an intervention, and then Rick is like, nah, let's get wrecked. The funny part is at the end of the episode we learn that Mr. Poopy Butthole knew it was going to be an intervention the entire time, and he lied about his birthday, and he was like, real friends would remember my birthday. And for guys, that is not true at all. I'll be honest with you. If we are not reminded, we are not remembering that birthday. Our significant others, yes, but our friends, no. There's a guy I've known for 20 years. I know the month, but if you ask me the day, I will not remember the day of his birthday. I get it mixed up. That was kind of a funny scene too, where this alien woman, where they're doing shots out of her belly button, says, "Oh, that's not my belly button," and the guy's like, "Well, what is it then?" And we never learn. So they're just going around, getting erect, having a good time. They end up partying with Hugh Jackman. I don't know if this is the actual Hugh Jackman. I think it was just somebody that sounded like him. But apparently he gets messed up real good. Mr. Poopy Butthole wants to go see his wife, which we do see. We found out that he hired a predator to spy on her, to figure out what was going on, and then apparently the predator fell in love with her, and they are in a nice little family. So he steals Poopy Butthole Jr. We learn that his name is Wayne, by the way. And they try to steal his son, try to, reconciliate with the wife. Not happening. Not really happening. They tackle the predator. They're almost killing the predator, and then Mr. Poopy Butthole's like, no, this is wrong. I'm doing this for my own selfish reasons. We shouldn't be doing this. So he kind of lets it go. He was like, if I want to see my son again, if I want to have interactions with my ex-wife and be part of this family, I need to do better. And that was kind of the whole episode, was Mr. Poopy Butthole realizing that he needs to clean up his act. He needs to do better for his family and his friends. Then we kind of have I guess you could call it a play-out type deal, where Mr. Poopy Butthole is narrating, and and it's kind of funny because they're all fading away, like you see one of those old movies, or the end of Sandlot. I know did it. If you're familiar with that movie, Bird Person is like, oh, I'm gonna go take care of my daughter. Fades away. Gearhead just does whatever Gearhead does. Squanchy went into rehab, didn't work out. Hugh Jackman apparently glued his Tony back together that Gary shot. And then Mr. Butthole is like, oh my god, these pills, they hurt so bad. How is everybody else not hurting them? And then Gary brings out a best friend's burrito box because he has all of these friends here. He's enjoying his time. He was supposed to be the DD, and the guy from the taco stand takes it from him at the end because everybody left at that point, which I think is hilarious. At the end of this, we have, I cannot remember the actor's name. I don't know if it was the actual actor playing him or not. I should kind of scroll through the credits. But he was like, no, I gotta be a man. I don't want my son to think I'm a coward. And this tractor, this lawnmower that we saw destroy a car going half a mile an hour, when it would literally just gently bump into it and then probably slowly scrape against the side or stop. And then kill a motorcyclist, has pretty much destroyed this entire town. So he unloads his entire gun into it, runs over him, kills him, and then it finally runs out of gas, and the police officer's like, yeah, let's not tell his family how this actually happened, that if he stood about 5 feet back, he wouldn't have died, which is kind of hilarious and terrible. No, unfortunately, it looks like they're not going to show me the credits in this particular scene. But overall, I mean, new voice actors aside, it's fine. Is it the best Rick and Morty episode ever? No, it is not by a long shot. But is it just kind of a nice, solid, classic adventure to ease yourself back into the season? Yes, it is. So it looks like we're getting 10 episodes altogether. I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. Because, Justin Roiland reasons. And I'm probably going to continue to do that throughout the season. But I am going to give these new voice actors a shot. As I said, I don't seem to have an issue with Morty. It's more of Rick that I seem to be having an issue with, because it's just not 100% Rick. I think that's part of the issue. You have a really, really hard time replacing someone that's essentially irreplaceable, I would argue. I would say that he was irreplaceable, and then you have to they jumped the gun, and they had to attempt to find someone to replace him. And it's a hard sell. It's close, but it's not going to be perfect. And you kind of got to just, walk into it with that realization. I'm still going to watch the entire season. I'm still going to review every single episode. I might do a couple of shorts instead, depending on how much time I have when doing these. But overall, it was solid. No major complaints outside of things that have nothing to do with the actual show. So pretty average episode, but nice to see a lot of the characters back, and I'm sure we'll have more of a, Rick and Morty coming together. I don't know if they're going to do main storyline this season. I'm assuming they are at some point throughout the season because, when we go get Rick, he's looking at the infinite timeline loop, and he's joking with Morty, like being sarcastic that yes, he found evil Morty and he found Rick Prime, when he's just kind of been in his lab searching for them nonstop forever. So that is probably going to have to get addressed at some point this season. When? That is a good question, but it will at some point inevitably get addressed, and it'll be interesting to see that. Other than that, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Hit the subscribe button while you're down there. I'd like to do a giveaway. I still have the Szechuan sauce from 2018. Yeah, that's right. I tried to give that away in 2018. Didn't get the subscribers, didn't get monetized. I have the subscribers now, but I need 4,000 watch hours. So, if you would like to, pick a playlist of mine. The anime one is the longest one. Play that bad boy in the background. Mute it if you don't want to listen to me all day long, and just let that bad boy go all day long to get me some hours, because that would be greatly appreciative so I can get monetized on this channel, or at least try to. I had an issue last time because I started only doing clips and not doing commentary, so unfortunately I did not get monetized initially when I had the ability to do so, which kind of sucks. But that's my problem, not yours. I'm going to still keep doing the videos as long as they still keep making the shows and I keep getting entertained by them. That's the main goal. If I'm having a bad time doing it, maybe I stop for a little while, but we'll see what happens. We're going to write out Rick and Morty at the very least in the couple of current shows that I'm doing. You got Spy Family, you got Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm forgetting one. Spy Family, Jujutsu Kaisen, Dr. Stone, Rick and Morty are the four. But that's where I'm going to end it. Sorry I made this longer than it needed to be. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.